afternoon, good evening, and welcome back. It's been a minute. Welcome back to the By Any Greens Necessary show. My name is Melvin Thompson. I'm the executive director of the Endeleo Institute. If you remember, and you've been following the show, which is in our third season, unbelievably, we are the nonprofit arm of Trinity United Church of Christ at 400 West 95th Street in the beautiful, beautiful Washington Heights community. We are so excited to be back for another full season to talk about our farmers market and so many other things that are going on in and around the Washington Heights community. It's been just a whirlwind of a year since we last spoke with you all. A number of things significantly have happened. One of those being the grand reopening of the Woodson Library, the Carter G. Woodson Library at 95th and Halsted. The first thing I want anyone to do that's in earshot of me talking about that is to call us right now at 312-738-1060. That's 312-738-1060, and let me know if you have had the chance to stop by, if you've driven by, if you've come by and just experienced the brand new $10 million restoration of this wonderful historic library at the corner of 95th and Halsted. It is just an amazing, amazing library. I'm so excited. I've had any number of people call and say, Melvin, I grew up in that library, and I was there the other day with my children, and the site brought me to tears. And I've heard that at least 5 or 6 times from people who have lived in that community for some time, and people from outside of the community. So we're extremely excited about the opportunity to be a small part in spearheading this restoration of this library. It was community-led, and so the community is enjoying it. There's excitement around the library. I don't know if you've seen the exterior of it. The architects did something incredible in embedding Carter G. Woodson's image on the front, on the Halsted side of the library. So if you drive by at night, you can see this wonderful, wonderful image of this historic man, the father of Black history. And we actually opened during Black History Month in February. The city made a big deal out of it. The mayor cut the ribbon, invited the community out in February, and we actually had a video recorded of the event. It's about a 6-minute video, but I wanted to show you just about a minute of it, and just to see what you think about it, and just kind of revel in the cultural aspects of this wonderful new library. So take a look and see. And that was it. That was just a little small sample of what the festivities, that was mostly Trinity United Church of Christ, a lot of our dance ministries, several of our ministries came to help out. The library actually requested that Trinity come out and bring some of their participants to make it a festive occasion. In fact, on the second floor of the library, there's actually a tribute to Trinity United Church of Christ and Endeleo for being one of the community anchors. Trinity has been located in that area since 1961, so almost 6 decades of being in the community, and it was very thoughtful for the city and the library to actually have a space on the second floor, which you can still see on the second floor by the elevator, honoring the history of being rooted in that Washington Heights community. So if you get a chance, please stop by and take advantage. There are a lot more books. There's a lot more going on. There are 200 new computers in the library. There is a new U-Media space for young people to come and just hang out, and it's exclusively for young people now. And they come there, they make music, they hang out, they play robotics, they play video games, all kinds of different things. It's just really the rebirth of a very safe, trusted, and welcoming space that's always been in our community and just not gotten the recognition and attention that it deserves. And that was really the impetus for us to actually want to see this restored. It had fallen in significant, disrepair, and we thought this was a gem right in our backyard. And so, we're excited. And again, the city has, exceeded our expectation, and I know that library card registrations are way up. There are new conference rooms on the second floor that are very hard to get booked. The auditorium got an upgrade. The parking lot got an upgrade. Just the overall library is just magnificent, and we're very proud of it. And the idea was always to create a catalyst in the neighborhood to actually revitalize the entire 95th Street corridor. And so it's doing that. It's got the attention of the city, the community, and now we're ready. We're not going to rest on our laurels and do some really significant work along the 95th Street corridor, because there's a lot of disinvestment, particularly from the train station back to actually where the church is located. And so we want to make that a walkable area. We want to be able to have folks get off the train, which is actually undergoing its own $300 million restoration. So we've got a lot of things going on in the community, and once that's done, I think sometime in early 2019, we're going to have 2 significant new developments in the city on the far south side of the city. And so, it's our hope that we can improve everything in between, so that when folks get off this train station, they'll be able to walk all the way down to the library safely in a well-lit community that's got new things like maybe retail and quality retail and restaurants and cafes and coffee shops and banks and all the other things that make a community feel like home. And so there are big plans, and I want to tell you, and before I do that though, we had something at the library, because one of the uses that we found in the library, unfortunately, we have a lot of dementia and brain memory loss in the community. And so one of the things, while the library was closed, that we proposed to the city is that the library could be a really strong area and a real good place for people who are caring for people that have dementia and Alzheimer's disease, and just a place of respite, a place where they could come and relax and learn more about this very insidious disease that is impacting African Americans 2-1. And so we've partnered with a number of different organizations, academic community, Northwestern University, the Alzheimer's Association, Rush, a number of different organizations, the American Heart Association, who's also interested because brain health and heart health have a direct link. And so we're really excited about the greater utility of what Woodson is going to be. And so Saturday, I want to show you this picture. We had our first town hall meeting around dementia and Alzheimer's disease. And so we invited the community to come out, and they did. They came out very strong on a Saturday morning, about 99 degrees. We had them there for about 3 hours from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they learned all about what dementia is, what it's not. It's not senility, it's not just getting old, but it's actually, in fact, a brain disease. And so the people that you see in the audience, actually, a lot of them are raising their hands because I asked the question if anyone would be interested in undergoing any kind of clinical trials to better understand how this disease impacts us 2-1. And so if you look closely, you'll see that there are a number of people raising their hands. And that's very encouraging because we're missing from these studies. We're missing from Alzheimer's and dementia studies, and we're missing from clinical trials in general. So it was very heartening to see so many hands go up in the air, and we're going to follow up with them and kind of hold them to that to see, because this is a disease that's not curable, and we need to find out what we can do to mitigate some of the issues that are going on in our community. And one of the reasons I'm really excited about the farmers market is the fact that what we do know is that eating fruits and vegetables obviously has a positive impact on at least slowing the disease down and kind of mitigating the effects of it. So we're really excited that this Saturday, our farmers market will reopen July 7th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be out there, and I just checked the weather. The weather is going to be 80 degrees. There's a big round yellow sun, no shade, no clouds, anything. 80 degrees and sunny. So it's going to be perfect weather to come out, and I think my producer told me we're going to be giving away some shopping bags. So you know how valuable shopping bags are in the city of Chicago when you have to pay for plastic bags now. So I think we're going to be giving away the first 50 bags to whoever comes through the gates at our market at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you want to get out there early, and you definitely want to get out there because we typically sell out by 10:30, 11 o'clock, depending on which farmer it is. And I know Mr. Barker will be out there, and he typically sells most of his goods pretty quickly. So you want to get out there. It's going to be a beautiful day, not too hot, not that blistering heat that we've been experiencing. So it's a good time to come out. So 312-738-1060. If you have any questions or comments about what I've said thus far about dementia, the grand reopening of the library, or the farmers market in general. And I'd really like to get your opinion on what the market, not just our market, but any market, and what you can what improvements you might want to see. Is there something that's missing from the market that we don't sell? Maybe we can find out from one of the farmers and just be better, because this is actually the 10th year of the farmers market that Trinity has hosted, and I didn't realize that until someone shared that with me earlier. We started it in 2008, and so this marks a significant milestone in supporting black farmers from Pembroke, Illinois, and so we're really excited. they're starting to, go through some succession planning now, and it's very good to see, because they are, getting up there, and so, some of the second generations are starting to come in and gradually start to take over the business, and we're happy to see that chain of command is being passed down, because that hasn't been the case so much, and so we're really excited to do all that we can to keep this sustainable. And over the next 3 years, what we're aspiring to do is create not just a farmer's market from July to September like this summer will be, but eventually a year-round market where we'll have something, with a roof over our heads, that we'll be in a stable location, and where people can come year-round and buy healthy fruits and vegetables, so that this becomes more of a lifestyle than just 3 months out of the year. Because one of the things we found over the last couple of years is that you'll get folks eating healthy, and buying more fruits and vegetables during the summer months. But then when when the weather starts to change, we tend to go back to some of our old habits. And those are the kind of things that we're seeing in our community, that the preventable diseases like diabetes and hypertension and all these things that we're seeing in our communities that could be prevented if we ate better. There's no two ways around it. We need to eat better. We need to drink more water. One of the reasons the American Heart Association is involved is that they want to see more people exercising, more people walking. And so if we're successful in getting this revitalization of our 95th Street corridor, that's going to be very important in terms of, community members feeling safe enough and comfortable enough to walk throughout their neighborhoods along 95th Street, to stores, to buy things, to go to banks, to do all the things that they're entitled to do and they should be able to do in their own communities. And hopefully, the restoration of the library is a beacon in terms of, what can we build upon on that library. And I've seen already improvements in the community based on the library. I mean, the McDonald's across the street, renovated it. There's another McDonald's at the corner across the street from the Red Line station that's going under a renovation right now. Little Company of Mary has, knocked down a building to extend some parking area at the corner of 95th and Halsted. So we're seeing people, understand that, there's new development, and the Red Line station itself is the biggest improvement by far. I mean, you can't miss it. They just had a renovation, a ribbon cutting back in March. No, I think it was April that they did a ribbon cutting for the South Terminal. So they're done pretty much with one half of the station, and I think over the next year they'll be having another ribbon cutting for the North Terminal, and then I think there will be a cover to the entire station, and it'll be a lot safer to go about getting to and from the station and crossing the street without having to dodge a bunch of cars. And so we're excited about all these things. All these things are taking place. The timing of all of it couldn't be better. We're going to be having a community visioning session. I told you a lot of things going on. We're going to have a community visioning session for the community to have input. And I believe I have I do have the overhead for that. I want to show you this real quick. This is Your Voice Matters. This is going to be a community meeting that is inviting all of the residents, whether you live in Washington Heights or Brainerd or Lilydale, Fernwood, West Chesterfield, Roseland, Auburn Gresham, wherever you live. We're going to be having a community visioning session, and we're going to be getting input from you on Wednesday, July 18th at 5:30 in the auditorium, just like the auditorium I just showed you a couple of minutes ago, in the same auditorium of Woodson Library at 9525 South Halsted. And if you want to know more details about this, you can call us at 1-888-363-3536. We're hoping that you will RSVP so we can have an accurate count of who will be coming. We really want your input because we don't want to determine what that 95th Street corridor looks like. But as you can see there, the library is on the right, and the CTA station, the massive new renovation that's still, ongoing, is on the left. And we want to know what you think. I mean, should it be all restaurants? Should it be arts and cultural entertainment? What should it be? What should it be? We want to know, and we don't want to assume or run and speak for the whole community. We want your input. So that's going to be an exciting time. So again, Wednesday, that's July 18th at the Woodson Library, 9525 South Halsted, in the auditorium. I think it says from 5:30 to 8:30, but I think it's going to be more like an hour and a half. So we want to get your thoughts on it, and we're really excited that we're doing all these things, and we're not resting on our laurels at all. We've got momentum. And so we want to just follow through. The community is excited about what they've seen in Woodson, and I'm getting calls about vacant stores here and vacant stores there, and what we could do as a community here, and that there's a city lot here and a city lot there, and we could put these things together. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted to provoke some thought in the community and get people excited that we have power, and that we can make decisions, and we can influence people to do the things that will benefit our community and improve our own well-being and our own health by doing these things. Because I think we had gotten a little bit too used to seeing the Woodson Library in disrepair with all the scaffolding around it. And so I think it was a refreshing change of scenery to see a bright new orange building with these beautiful images of Vivian Harsh. I didn't even get a chance to mention that, but the Vivian Harsh collection is still inside of the Woodson Library, and it's the largest collection of African American literature in the Midwest. So there's just so many different things that you can take advantage of, and I'm so happy to see families coming in and bringing all their children, and we've got early child care going on there. There's just you name it, we have it. I mean, there's voting, there's just about everything. There are panel discussions going on about violence, and there's something for just about everyone. In fact, we're going to be partnering with the library around our farmers market, and we're going to be growing things actually inside the library. I can't wait to see that. But it is going to happen, and so we're going to have some of our young people that are in our education program involved. So, lot to cover. Next week we'll have a guest on the show, but wanted to just kind of unpack a little bit of what we're doing as a nonprofit, as a community development corporation, and all the wonderful things we're doing. We'll talk a little bit more about our home ownership initiative, which is going gangbusters right now. I think on the verge of selling our second home in as many months, and so lots of stuff to cover. We're doing it, and we're doing it in Washington Heights. So, stay tuned for more. We'll be with you for the next several weeks. Look forward to you being at the farmers market at 8 o'clock Saturday morning at the corner of 95th and Normal. So enjoy, and I'll see you at the market. Take care.